Nigeria has become a place that fits the novel we read when we were young in secondary school in the 70s that talked about 1 week, one trouble. In the Nigerian case, it is every day multiple troubles. How is a man or woman to deal with and handle this upsurge of challenging problems that are appearing in our news every day? People are disheartened. The morale of the people of the country, citizenry, are low, and we are faced with some feeling of hopelessness. To help us try to gain some meaning into all of this, the African Town Hall Online Television has set up a new program by the title Daily Nigerian News Headlines. Every evening, we will review the headlines of the news items that were in all the Nigerian newspapers, or at least some of them that we could lay our hands on, both physically and electronically. In today's edition of News Headlines, we will be reviewing the headlines of the news that occurred in the Nigerian newspapers on Sunday, the 21st of March, 2021. Before we do that, let's review our upcoming events. The Town Hall Communications Company, in association with the African Town Hall Online Television, is hosting the National Youth Conference Nigeria 2021 on the theme, the Nigerian Youth and 2023. This theme has become important given the fact that 2023 will mark the end formally of the Buhari administration. The Buhari presidency has ruled over this country since 2015. And during this period, the country has faced its worst kind of challenges. The country has been driven down by insecurity. The political ship of state is fluttering and floundering, and nobody knows what will become of it. Amidst all of this, the Nigerian youth is said to be more than 60% of the population of the country and 60% of the registered voters in the country. And yet they are the most marginalized of all groups in the country. And the question is, how could this be? So the National Youth Conference is convened to help the Nigerian youth to speak about these things, to raise their voice and make an effort to save themselves from the impending doom and to save the country. In spite of the challenges that have made it shameful for someone to identify themselves as a Nigerian, where there are still a number of citizens who love the country and would like it to survive. That is why this conference is being held, to talk about the situation, for the young people to prepare grounds and find options to the current rogue rulership of the country by the older generation. This conference will debut tomorrow, Monday, 22nd of March, 2021 at 5 p.m. and it will run daily until 22nd of April, 2021. The kickoff for the conference will take place on Monday, 22nd March 2021 at 5 p.m. And we have set up to have Amos Elaigu Adiku be our keynote speaker. In this sense, he will open the conference with a speech of the youth of Nigeria after I have made the opening remarks. We invite all the Nigerian youth, and the youth required here is the political youth from the ages of 18 to 45. Younger youth, the biological youth, 12 to 17, are also invited to be at this program because it will be more useful for them to spend their time at this conference than to spend it chatting on WhatsApp and Facebook. We invite all of you to join us. Join Amos with me tomorrow at 5 p.m. as we begin the opening ceremonies of this conference. We want you to join us through your comments, through your questions, and through your likes and love and shares. And also do remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel while you are there. We will be coming to you live from our Facebook page, the African Town Hall, YouTube channel, the African Town Hall, and our Twitch channel, which is also by the name the African Town Hall. So we invite you to join, ask questions, then share this broadcast with your contacts so that many more people will learn about this event and come and contribute. We expect all Nigerian youth to speak every day for the whole of the 1 month, and every hour, depending on when people's convenience, speakers will be arranged to take the rostrum to speak to us. And we invite you to make a decision to join. Join us through speaking and through viewing, asking questions and making comments so that we can expand this discussion. Thank you for following up with the National Youth Conference Nigeria that is coming up tomorrow, Monday, at 5 p.m. prompt. For today's edition of Nigerian News Headlines, we want to quickly pull up some of the headlines that made the news on Sunday, the 21st of March, 2020. And we will use the opportunity of these news headlines to provide you guidance, knowledge, and information that we believe will help you to be more careful, to be proactive, and to be able to do what you must do to keep safe. Let's start with some of the headlines in the Punch. The Punch newspaper started with Arms Fund, reps to grill service chiefs, IGP, and others on Monday. So it looked like Monday is going to be well packed with situations that affect Nigeria in very serious ways. So the National Assembly, the House of Representatives, has invited service chiefs and the Inspector General of Police to appear before them on Monday, the Committee on review of arms and funding. And then this committee will use the opportunity of that meeting to find out what happened to all the money released for military hardware, equipment, guns, and all required for maintaining security in the country. Though this is coming late, we would like to commend the House of Representatives for doing this, calling for this. The reason being that every year, huge sums of money are budgeted for arms and ammunition and other military hardware, policing equipment, and so on. And yet, banditry, terrorism, and all forms of crime has totally overwhelmed the country, to the extent that former governors of Nigeria Forum are now coming forward to find what they will do to stop the slide of the nation into total chaos that comes from insecurity. The news in Punch reads in part, the National Assembly, the House of Representatives, had decided to invite the service chiefs to come and explain what they have done with the money they have received for arms. And the news reads, this is from Punch of Sunday, the 21st of March 2021. It says, the House of Representatives ad hoc committee on the need to review the purchase, use, and control of arms and ammunition and related hardware by military, paramilitary, and other law enforcement agencies in Nigeria has invited the Inspector General of Police, Muhammad Adamu, service chiefs, and other heads of paramilitary agencies. The security service chiefs are to explain the procurement and deployment of arms and ammunition in their respective agencies. Sunday Punch also reliably learned on Saturday that the House Committee on Defense has met with the Ministry of Defense on the 1 billion special security funds released by the federal government in 2017, part of which was used to pay for 12 Super Tucano fighter jets in the United States. And all of these are coming as reactions have greeted the comments made by the National Security Advisor, Major General Babagana Monguno, retired, who said during an interview with the Hausa service of the British Broadcasting Corporation on March the 12th that $1 billion funds meant for purchase of arms to tackle insurgency during the ex-service chief's tenure got missing. In response to a question on why the Buhari regime was foot dragging in the fight against banditry, Mongonu said the president has done his best by approving huge sums of money for the purchase of weapons. But the weapons were not bought. They are not here. Now, he has appointed new service chiefs. Hopefully, they will devise some ways. And then he went further to say, I'm not saying the former service chief diverted the money, but the money is missing. We won't know how, and nobody knows for now. I believe Mr. President will investigate where the money went. I can assure you the President takes issues of this nature seriously. And then the news further said, the fact is that preliminary investigations showed the funds are missing and the equipment is nowhere to be found. When the new service chiefs assumed office, they also said they didn't see anything on the ground. However, in a statement later that day by his office, the NSA recanted, saying he was quoted out of context. He added, we would like to state that the NSA was quoted out of context, as he did not categorically say that the funds meant for arms procurement were missing under the former service chiefs, as reported or transcribed by social media outlets from the BBC interview. During the interview, the National Security Advisor only reiterated the federal government commitment to deal decisively with insecurity and stated President Muhammad Buhari continued commitment to providing all necessary support to armed forces, including the provision of arms and equipment. Okay, this is Nigeria for you, and this is one of the ways this country is run that baffles people like me, that challenges people like me, that creates some kind of problem that I'm not able to understand. He made these allegations in a reliable news outlet. People heard it and listened to it, and now he's denying it. But I think his denial did not convince the House of Representatives, who are now inquiring after this situation. So I think it is important. I'm not a fan of the National Assembly because, as far as I'm concerned, they're total failure. But I think this particular move is very instructive and critical. And it is important that all Nigerians join hands to support the House of Representatives in this inquiry and let these people account for where this money has gone. The National Security Advisor is a retired general. He is an intelligence officer in military intelligence operative personnel. That's his area of expertise in military. And he cannot take the media, worldwide media, and start talking nonsense. He will say the right thing. And he had made his statement. The whole world heard him. But now the denials kind of make a mincemeat of the whole thing. But I think the National Assembly, especially the House of Representatives, is not fooled by the denial. They are standing on the statement that he made, that the new service chiefs, after they took over, said they saw nothing on the ground. And that is what they ought to. They need to see something on the ground to know that all the money being spent for military hardware over the years are being spent for that purpose. Nigerians, this is your country. If you know what is going on in this country and you keep quiet, you will lose the country. If you want to keep this country, know that you have a responsibility to speak up. There are news going around social media that there are already information on more detailed information on the military expenditures in the past years. And then everybody have wondered, how is it that the Nigerian army that have been successful in foreign military operations is failing woefully, like a pack of Boy Scouts with terrorists in Nigeria, with bandits in Nigeria. This is a problem. Now, there's an angle of that news that I would like to raise here and warn the National Assembly about. And that is that instead of focusing on, and this is what causes problem in Nigeria, instead of focusing on the current allegations that is fresh, the facts are likely going to be available, they have now said they are going to investigate for 10 years. It's okay to investigate, and I don't know why they have to wait to now to investigate for something that happened 10 years ago. Of course, the Office of the Accountant General got burned the last time. And I think those are the places some of the documents that are required for these investigations are supposed to be. Now, my recommendation is that the House of Representatives should keep themselves to the current situation that came up, where we have people who have made statements, people who can be called back, like the new service chiefs and the National Security Advisor, and then using all other means of investigation to go for this one that is current. By the time they start the jamboree of 10 years, the the whole country will be drowned in the noise of the 10 years and we will not be able to make a headway. This is my position on the thing, that Nigerians should rise up and ask the National Assembly to become more proactive, to become more direct, because the easiest way, the fastest way to every location is the direct course. If you go in a rigmarole, you waste time, you spend longer time on the road, and you may not be able to achieve what it is you want to do. So this is my take on this particular item of the news from Punch. Now, I will now take a few minutes and list some of the other news items in passing, all of which, as you listen to them, the only thing you feel is that the country is drowning. Okay. The next news is Senate anti-open grazing bill ready for first reading. Now, the Senate, I think, have finally woke up and they are preparing to make a law against the anti-grazing bill, to push for an anti-grazing bill to stop open grazing. Open grazing is criminal. Open grazing gives chance for cases of murder, kidnapping, raping by Fulani herdsmen. Open grazing disenfranchises people. Open grazing is totally criminal, and the law to stop it should quickly be pushed and passed, and all those who foul it are supposed to be brought to book. The next news item also from Punch is ex-SARS operatives killed for fun, traded corpses in morgues. That is from a report. This is so terrible. Can you imagine that? Killing Nigerians for fun and selling their bodies. This country is sickening with the kind of things that people are doing in it to get money. Now, the next one is strike. Some ASU demands can be met now, says federal government. I mean, this is also throwing students into hopelessness again. If the demands of ASU can be met, and that may mean ASU will never go back to work, that will continue to destroy the academic system of the country. And the law is clear on how people can make progress. Everything about progress, wealth, strength, and growing starts with knowledge. They call it everything needs to be based on knowledge. If you have knowledge, then you have power. If you have power, then you have wealth. So when people cannot go to school in a country of 200 million people, I want the world to pay attention, because it means dangers are looming for the whole world when 200 million people cannot stay in school and finish school in a record time. This is a danger that people need to be careful about. The other terrible news is INEC suspends Ekiti by-election as government kill voters. I can't understand how our elections will get to this point. When these elections people are invited to come and serve, I think it's because of the government is too big, so much is spent to sustain people in government when it is not supposed to be so. That's why people have to kill their way to power. We need to find other ways to deal with this issue. And then the next news item there says, Fayose tackles Fayemi government as poll turns bloody, 3 feared dead. And one of the most unfortunate one is a Ekiti by-election. Short call member responding to treatment, says NYC. So this is a young man or woman who is serving his country in this 1-year voluntary service. And now given this ad hoc assignment at that by-election, and he is now, he or she has now been shot and wounded, that they had to take treatment in the hospital. The next annoying one is discos now selling federal government's free meters, consumers allege. So discos are the electricity distribution companies of Nigeria, and the prepaid meter, which is the standard thing all over the world. I don't know if you heard me write in some of my articles. In Sierra Leone, a mechanic shed standing on 4 poles with a thatch roof on it has a prepaid meter. And in Nigeria, your mansion cannot have a prepaid meter without a long rigmarole. And now the government was boxed into a corner recently after they keep increasing electricity bills, and they decided to buy meters and distribute freely to the people. And I don't know why even government should be doing anything like that. Then the allegation by consumers is that the distribution companies are now selling these meters procured by taxpayers' money, supposed to be distributed for free to the people of Nigeria. They are selling it now. And this is terrible. And then the other news that is also on cheering is Murik counters suit challenging Arabic inscriptions on the Naira. The Naira is Nigerian currency. It is not an Islamic currency. It is the currency of the Republic of Nigeria, a country that is said to be not a religious country, but a country that is said to be standing on its own, not bent to any particular religion. Why should Arabic inscriptions be put on the Naira, that is the currency of Nigeria? Is Nigeria an Arabic nation? Or is it an Islamic country? So these are issues and questions that Nigerians need to be asking, raising their voice on, in order to be able to save this country. And we have the next one: Naira slumps further, exchanges for 485 Naira to $1. And this is happening in the presence of a government that promised us that $1 is going to be $1, 1 Naira when they elected. They have been elected twice, quote, twice. And now almost 500 Naira goes for $1 when we were promised that $1 will become 1 Naira. This is not acceptable. This is not acceptable. Another terrible news is there will be no more Nigeria if Tom is assassinated, said by Wike. Wike is the governor of Rivers State of Nigeria. Governor Tom is the governor of Benue State, who last week, who on Friday was attacked when he went to his farm by by bandits. And then people are already claiming that they are the one that did it. An organization, this is in social media, and I don't know if it is correct. In security, we doubt these kind of things. An organization that calls itself Fulani Nationality Movement, FUNAM, has claimed responsibility for the attack on a sitting governor in his own state. And yet, we said our military cannot find the bandits and deal with them on a once and for all basis. Okay, we are all watching and seeing. Okay. And this one had to do with justice. The Delta professionals backed Governor Kowa on the £4.2 million Ibori loot. This money, the government of United Kingdom said they are returning this money to Nigeria. And Ibori was governor of Delta State, and the money stolen by him was stolen from Delta State. And now the federal government wants the money returned to them. How can this be? This is injustice. And I think people should raise their voices on it. And then insecurity. Anambra lawyers begin 3-day strike on Monday. So beginning from Monday, lawyers in Anambra State are going on 3-day strike to protest insecurity in Nigeria. The former governors forum described insecurity as the second name of Nigeria. So you can now see why these lawyers must be striking. And then the next one is government kidnap Ogun community leader at Ijebode. And these are all terrible news. Government kidnap an Ogun community leader in Ijebode. Okay, so all of these kind of terrible news is more what is happening in Nigeria today. Maybe let's add at least one cheering news. This one is helpful. God makes no mistakes. I deserve Grammy Award, says Burna Boy. Of recent, we all know that Burna Boy and Wizkid won into this year's Grammy Award. It's a United States award for musicians worldwide. And I think they are the first Nigerians to be able to win this award. So congratulations to Wizkid and to Burna Boy. And we are happy. I'm just glad to end this news digest, this security news headline on this cheering news today. Do not forget that we are calling for the National Youth Conference Nigeria on Monday, and it starts by 5 p.m. in the evening. Our keynote speaker will be Amos Elaigu Adiku, and after my opening remarks, he will take the rostrum to speak to us. Those who know Amos from the African Youth Conference we held last year, December, will know that they are in for a lot of training. They are in for a lot of wonderful ideas because Amos is a sharp youth, a sharp young man, politically conscious. He knows what is going on and knows how to express himself very well. And the Nigerians will benefit by hearing this young man who promises to become a very effective and prominent leader in this country. I can see that coming. One of the special gifts I have is to see a rising star from afar. And I can categorically state that Amos is a clearly well-evident, present, rising star who is going to be a leader in a big way in this country. We wish Amos good luck in his plans to help Nigeria to stand on its feet again. Have a date with us tomorrow at 5 p.m. when myself and Amos will take the rostrum to begin the Nigeria Youth Conference, National Youth Conference Nigeria 2021. In due course, we will hold youth conferences in all the other African countries, but we start with Nigeria since our base is also Nigeria. Thank you for being with me in this broadcast today. Appreciate every bit of it. Remember, we will need your comments. We need your questions. If this is your first time of being on our YouTube channel, we invite you to subscribe to it. And then try and remember to hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified of future live broadcasts and posts that we have on our channel. Thank you very much and have a pleasant week.